Welcome to Faith in 5, a weekly video devotional designed to discuss practical spiritual concepts in 5 minutes or less. I'm your host, Mark Vandella.
For most of my adult life, I didn't drink coffee. Actually, most of my life. It's not like I drank it as a baby and then stopped as an adult. But for most of my life, I didn't drink coffee. I think it was because I was a Mountain Dew addict for most of my life. But I just never had a need for it. Actually, I don't really like it as long as it's warm. So I still drink cold coffee. And I actually, honestly, before I started drinking coffee, I didn't know what I was missing. And I actually started drinking coffee because I started setting a lot of coffee meetings to connect with people and network with people. And I realized that one of the things that I liked about coffee was the social aspect, the gathering with people, the spending time together. And so for me, coffee is, while I drink it now every morning, even by myself, I still associate it with that connection that we make with other people. And so as I started doing this, I started realizing as well in my faith journey that oftentimes, unfortunately, we associate like one thing with one thing. And so, right, in our faith life, a lot of times we associate church, or we associate spiritual things only with God. But one of the ways that we can better cultivate gratitude in our lives is to connect everyday things, the normal things, to God. Kind of the concept that all things might have the opportunity to be spiritual. And so for me, even when I drink coffee now, I think about some of those connections I've made, that the two go hand in hand. And one of the things that I'd like to invite us to do as we try to have more gratitude in our lives is to see God, not only start our day with God, but to see God in everything that we do, to see Him in the regular music we listen to see Him in the people that we interact with. And the beautiful thing about this is obviously it will help us. It'll help our attitude. It'll help the way that we go about this world, or go about our life in this world. But the unique thing about this is that it's actually reciprocal. So when you go about your day and you go about your life in a way that is thinking about where is God in this and what could God be doing with this, we actually then exude that as well. And so we start bringing God into those places and other people experience it. And so again, this coffee and conversations piece, the two go together. I benefit from conversations, and the conversations also benefit from coffee. The same goes for our faith life. That if you can live out your everyday life alongside God and you're looking for Him in all of these experiences, then He shows up. Not because He's more present, but because you're able to see Him, you're able to notice Him, and you're able to experience Him. But bigger than that, you're also able to bring Him with you wherever you go, and you exude God, you bring God into other people's lives, and they will also experience a more grateful life. So one of the things that the verse that kind of sparked this for me is in James 1-7, and James is going through a list of things in this book about cautions, like that over there, probably not, like that bad thing, not God. These troubles that you're going through, God's not throwing them in front of you and trying to trip you up. He says, you know what's true? All this good in this life comes from God. In James 1:17, it says, whatever is good and perfect is a gift coming down to us from God our Father, who created all the lights in the heavens. And so the reciprocal nature of this, the challenge for us in this Bible verse, is that we would look for God in all things. That we would look for that, the pure, the grateful, the gratitude, the thankfulness that comes from seeing God in places where maybe we normally wouldn't. But additionally, that in doing so, like God in the lights in the heavens, that we would also be able to bring that light into this world. And in doing so, we get paid back so much. Don't do it so that you get paid back, but the nature of life, this reciprocal nature of gratitude, if you start every day with God and then you go on your way and bring God, look for God in those places, that when things bump you off course, or when things get in the way, or when things aren't going as well, you're more likely to respond with an attitude of gratitude. You're more likely to show up with God at leading the way than only needing God on specific days of the week during certain hours or times of the week. This week in your faith, be very intentional about looking for the places that God is showing up. Have Him show up in new ways in your everyday life, and then also be a light to other people around you so that they could be the same, that they could see God through you in your conversations with or without coffee.
Thanks for watching Faith in 5. If you like what you see, please like and share. If you're interested in making a donation to our ministry, please click the link below.